Okay, welcome to another Becoming a Modern Man. Playing more games with this black-green zombie aggro deck. I like to call Scars and Stripes. And here we go with another matchup. We won the roll on this one. There's our opener. Some of the most exciting of hands. Got double Gravecrawler, Thoughtseizes, but got access to green in the hand, and give it a go. So we'll lead off with the Gravecrawler. And just plays a tapped Overgrown Tomb. Get into 2. Thoughtseize our opponent. We see triple Birthing Pod, Swamp Godless Shrine, an Overgrown Tomb, and a Shriekmaw. Seems fairly redundant getting rid of another one of his 3 Birthing Pods, so I guess I get rid of the Shriekmaw, even though it can't do anything to any of our creatures. And we can block it, I suppose, as well, but potentially. But it just seems like the only card worth really taking. We've got Maelstrom Pulse, so if he does happen to play out multiple Birthing Pods, there is a blow them all up. Seems good, but likelihood is he's going to cast it and then be able to activate it straight away, so maybe not amazing. A nice aggro beatdown though, and our opponent isn't doing too much. He plays Red Cap, killing off on the Gravecrawlers, which is fine. We have to recast it. Attack here, then regen the Troll. And persist, attacking the Troll again. Put up another regen shield. Then replay the Gravecrawler. Could have let the Troll die, but I think I like keeping it around. I'm just going to get to Pod here, getting the Thragtusk, which is quite annoying. Had he not had Thragtusk, I think we probably would have just won there. I don't think any of the 5-drop would have been particularly good. And we also have the potential to Maelstrom Pulse it. But yeah, unfortunately he has the Thragtusk for the life gain, and that makes things a little bit harder. I think we would have won otherwise. Still going to attack with everything. He gets rid of his Seer, keeps the Thragtusk, goes down to 7. I just replay the Gravecrawlers. Again, could have played Goral's Messenger, but I'm not sure how I feel about that. Put Pods away. Actually, what we could have done is blow up his Birthing Pod, but that also seems a little bit irrelevant. I suppose it would have been relevant, but he can just cast another one and use it. But it might have bought us a turn, I suppose. This is going to be awful. He plays Finks, Pods away Finks, and bounces with the Thragtusk, getting 5 more life, going all the way up to 16, getting a 3/3 beast. And I just don't think we can beat this situation. He's got active Pod, and know that he's got 2 more Pods in hand, even if I blow up the Pod. And he's got all these large creatures that we just can't really deal with. Our attacks are really bad now, and I think it's a bit of an early concession, but I think we just pretty much wrapped it up there. You start flying in with the Angel. The ground is just too swelled up for us to really do anything about, and I don't think we can do much here. I mean, maybe we could have pumped the Lothless Troll a bit more, got in some damage, but he's gained so much life back. It just has so much value with having an active Pod out. I just don't think we can bring it back there. Let's go on to game 2. Have a mulligan there. Can't quite remember what that was. I hate that you can't go back in replays, it's quite annoying. Also, replays are still broken with the stupid hand thing. This has gone on for like over a year now, and they just can't be bothered to fix it by the looks of things. Obviously too busy with the new client, as great as that is. I decided not to play the first turn Gravecrawler just to get an extra counter on my Lothless Troll. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, perhaps not. But you've got to try out different plays, I think, when you're just practicing with a deck. I think it's worthwhile. An Abrupt Decay, so we didn't really actually get any value off this Gravecrawler situation, but we'll be able to play a Messenger here, which is nice. One plays Finks, which is kind of the opposite of Messenger in a lot of ways. We're still going to be able to attack here and not be too worried about it. We play out the troll. We drew another one, which is nice, and that actually turns out quite well. I'm going to play the troll and discard Gravecrawler and then replay it. Get some more power on the board than just playing out with the messenger. So I think like that's the better way to go. It has another Sphinx, which is definitely annoying. Makes our beatdowns a little bit more difficult, but we're still in a favourable position to attack here. Blocks our messenger, goes away and drains him for 2. We can get him down to 12. This is the worst bit. Basically, our opponent plays Gavony Township, which means he's going to be able to reactivate his Sphinxes, which is pretty bad for us. Obviously, that's also quite annoying. It's big enough to just block our messenger, which means that we don't really have a good attack with that anymore. So he's going to keep his Obsidian in. I'm going to attack with everything but the Geralf's messenger that has got a counter on it, because I don't want to just run it into this Obsidian. I'm fine throwing the other Geralf though. It's going to get bigger, and I think that's good for us. Get to replay the messenger. I'm going to play out a Putrid Leech. I'll use Gavony to reset all his Sphinx. This makes the Obsidian bigger, which is quite annoying. You can just chump the troll if he wants. Attack with everything there. I don't know if that was the right thing to do. Perhaps not. I'm going to plan to kill off one of his Sphinxes once and for all, but just having fewer creatures on the board seems really bad for us at this point in time. So maybe I shouldn't have attacked with everything there. And activates Gavony, resetting the Sphinx, and he's down to 8. I'm going to be able to use Inquisition to get find out that he's got another Sphinx in hand. So glad to get rid of that, but we're in a bad situation here. I'm just going to tap this. Just going to block regen, which seems fine. My opponent fills up with a Grave Titan, which sets us way back on being able to race him on creatures. Obviously not going to happen now. Also, he can pump all his guys with Gavony as well. So yeah, pretty awful, and I think we just concede here. Not going to be able to win through here. I can't really see a way. Even if we made this troll really big, maybe we could do something, but we can't even make it big enough to kill the Grave Titan, so he's just got good blocks everywhere. And yeah, that seems pretty bad for us generally, and Gavony Township is just awful for us. I feel like this deck could actually fit in some non-basic hate. Potentially, might need to run more lands to do it, but having no answers to non-basic lands in the deck seems pretty bad. I mean, we basically got run over by Gavony Township here, which seems pretty bad for the deck generally. So yeah, we need to think about that. Maybe we could build in some more non-basic hate into the deck.